The mom special. My mom, my sweet mom. Now, my mom passed away 15 days ago. Today is August 16th, 2020. She passed away on August 1st of COVID-19 complications. And there's something that we've been doing for years, well over a decade now. It's this superfoods shake, chock full of incredibly healthy ingredients, different berries, nuts, seeds. And so this really went a long way towards helping her with her health. Her blood panels, with as many health issues as she had, she was able to maintain really impressive blood panels, and her diabetes was well managed, and so on and so forth. And her doctors just kept saying, keep doing what you're doing. They didn't really understand this stuff because that's not their field of study, but they saw the results she was getting and just keep doing what you're doing. So this was also not just that, but it was a bonding thing between my mom and I. I'm going to show you how we made this. It's really super simple. And this is something that I've been selling and representing and consuming with my family since 2009. We got on this particular product in November of 2009. So it's been quite a long time, I guess 11 years then now. So if you're happy to learn about this and to share or to experience something very sweet and personal about my sweet mom, who I miss so much and love so much, subscribe to the YouTube, like, comment, share, all of the above. And so let's get on with this. So me personally, I feel like I'm grieving in a way that's good for me and really healthy for me. I had a major breakdown yesterday. I hate to call it a breakdown because when I cry like that, it's very renewing, like for the soul. I don't know how to explain it, but I think all of you know what I'm talking about. So it's good to get that out. And it just, the first day and a half, maybe 2 days, I was crying almost nonstop. And since then, it's much more random. Just, you think of stuff, something reminds you of her, and, it happens. You get choked up. And then yesterday was the first day in a while, or I had an instance for the first time in a while yesterday morning where it was more than just choking up. It was just all out. I was forced to stop what I was doing and just throw my head into the couch and bury myself like this and just cry uncontrollably for a few minutes. And, it felt really good to do that. And I'm sure there's going to be more moments of that. And I'll also do things like this. Like when my dad passed away almost 3 years ago, I did something where I showed the dad special because he had a particular way he liked me to make it. And my mom has a particular way that's, not altogether different. My dad was just this shake mix, water and ice blended up, and so good. Loved it. Dad loved it. I loved it. And with my mom, the only difference was peanut butter, just one dollop of peanut butter. So I'm not going to demonstrate how to make it because all of you know how to use a blender, I'm sure. But it's just one scoop of this Superfoods shake powder in a blender bottle that goes on the blender. I use a NutriBullet, and I have a Vitamix, a NutriBullet Prime, and a Vitamix. Either one of those works. But for this, I actually use the NutriBullet Prime because it's easier to clean and it's just one serving I'm making, so I don't need to bust out the Vitamix and for all of that. So with my mom, it's just I'll use about 8 to 10 ounces of water. That's about the thickness that I like. So that's something you can play with if you decide you want to try this. Ask me for my link. I will copy and paste it to you, my company replicated website link, and you can look at it, see if you want to try it. It comes with the bottom of the bag 30-day full refund guarantee. You'll know in a couple of days, but you got 30 days to get all your money back. But that almost never happens. Almost every single person that's ever bought this from me keeps it, and they keep ordering it every month, which is pretty sweet. So I like about 8 to 10 ounces of water, 1 scoop of the shake mix. This is chocolate. I like the plant-based chocolate, no dairy. And a couple of ice cubes and 1 dollop of peanut butter. And I give you the mom special, my sweet mom special. And then drink like so. Get a little bit of a chocolate stash going. Some people, parents, will send me pictures of their kids after they buy this from me. And their kids will have this huge grin with a chocolate stash across their face. And those are some of the cutest pictures people send me. So child and mother approved, right? Good for the whole family. Other variations I've done with my mom that I also enjoy very much too is you can get 1 drop of cinnamon bark oil, come in a container like this. You could just sprinkle some cinnamon powder, but the cinnamon bark oil is much more concentrated, and cinnamon is the #1 thing that the earth grows to nourish the pancreas. And the pancreas is what secretes the blood sugar regulating hormones like insulin and glucagon. So I've never read anything about somebody healing themselves from type 2 diabetes where they didn't include cinnamon as a major part of their daily diet. It's that powerful. And then of course the rest of the diet has to be good too, otherwise it'll overpower the cinnamon. And stress will overpower the cinnamon too. And stress, anxiety was my mom's biggest downfall. And that did work against a lot of what she was doing, but she still somehow maintained really impressive blood panels. But I suspect the medications that she was on has a lot to do with that too. If it weren't for the medications she was on, her blood panels also wouldn't have been great. So just keeping it real with you, full context, full disclosure. And me personally, I haven't needed a doctor in well over 13 years. So that saves me a ton of money and a ton of discomfort too, because we typically go to the doctor other than a regular checkup if we're uncomfortable, we're uneasy, we're not feeling good. And so this is a huge part of that because of the ingredients that are in it to support health. So I'm happy to share this link with anybody that wants to look at it. And of course, I'm happy to get this into the hands of as many people as possible because, now both of my parents are gone. And when that happens, it's really, for me personally, it's really disorienting because I had such wonderful parents. And I know that's luck in the draw. Not everybody has that. Hopefully, most people have wonderful parents. So I'm lucky and I know that. But it's incredibly disorienting when the second one goes, especially the second one, because you don't have the other parent to lean on anymore. But where I'm going with this is perhaps the best gift you can give to somebody is to simply be alive and be around longer than you would have otherwise, and to be feeling well and happy, and to just be doing really well and to be yourself. One problem, maybe the biggest problem with being on pharmacological medications for such a long period of time is it starts to chip away at who you are. You start to lose yourself until you no longer feel like yourself. And then people around you, this is my mom too. My mom wasn't really herself at least the past 2 years. I would say much longer than 2 years, probably the last 20 years it started. It's very slowly, but much more subtle like. But it was the last 2 years of her life where, a magnifying glass was just put on all of her issues, especially her mental issues with stress and anxiety. So the last 2 years, she really wasn't too much like herself, but there was still some resemblance there, and we still had our moments, which I cherished and was very consciously aware of those moments, especially the last couple of years, because I didn't know how many more of those moments we would have, because I knew that she was starting to lose herself in a significant way. And, if COVID-19 didn't get her, I do believe there's more than a fair chance that she would have eventually had an Alzheimer's or some sort of dementia diagnosis, because that seemed to be where she was going. But she didn't slip that far before COVID-19 got her. So I guess there's silver linings there, right? But living a healthy lifestyle, it's not just this. This isn't a silver bullet. This is an enormously significant, powerful tool and something I drink on a daily basis, and it goes a long way towards supporting the lifestyle, but it has to be a lifestyle. So this with a clean, healthy diet, preferably plant-based, and regular physical activity, exercise if you need that. I exercise on a daily basis. And perhaps most importantly of all, get stress under control, anxiety, depression, those kinds of things. Stress will overpower a squeaky clean diet just about each and every time. And that statement cannot be overestimated. It's underestimated a lot in our culture, but life is tough. I know it's easier said than done, but that's our burden. That's our challenge, is to find a way in the toughness of life, with all these horrible things that happen around us and sometimes to us. We have to figure out a way to alleviate that stress. Otherwise, it will destroy us, no matter how many green vegetables we eat and how many of these shakes we have. So we have to have that under control. And one important thing we all have to do is be around the right people. People who love and support, or that it's a two-way street. We're giving and receiving love and support all day long. We have to have that in our lives. And if that means cutting some people out, even if it's family members, so be it. And sometimes the family member might be someone that you live with. And, that represents another huge challenge, a huge burden, but you have to figure out a way to alleviate the stress so that the clean eating, these superfood shakes, the exercise, and everything else that goes into a healthy lifestyle, so that you can get the benefit of that as you grow older and hopefully live a happy, healthy, fulfilling life. So this is for my mom. She was such a wonderful woman, a huge heart, always wanting to do for other people. And that sometimes caused problems. I mean, it was really to a fault that she was just so big-hearted, and there were certain people that would take advantage, and the typical things that happen to people that have a huge heart. And she wasn't great at taking the lessons there about the challenges that are associated with just having a big heart that constantly wanted to give. She didn't really seem to take those lessons, so the same problems would pop up over and over and over again. But man, she really was a wonderful woman, and most of all, most importantly to me, she was the best mom I could have imagined. I'm going to say this a lot throughout the rest of my life. I've said this a few times so far, but I feel like my mom was born specifically to be my mom. And I feel the same way about my dad being born specifically to be my dad. And when I was a kid, I literally felt bad for every other kid on planet Earth because they did not have my parents. I hope all those other kids also feel the same, something similar about their parents, just to reflect the wonderful relationship that they would have with their parents. But I certainly had that relationship with my parents, and I really felt so bad for every other kid because they did not have my parents. I'm like, oh my God, I feel so bad for them. I'm really lucky. Wow. And I was lucky because we don't get to choose our parents, and some people don't have very good ones, sadly. So God bless you, Mom. I miss you so much, and I almost choked up there. It's going to happen. 2 weeks and 1 day ago was the day that I was there, and I saw her take her last breath, and she did not have to pass on alone. She was loved as she crossed over, and that means the world to us, man. It means the world to me and to my mom too. And she did, by the way, I don't think I've typed this. This will maybe be a blog all on its own at some point in the near future, but before she slipped into unconsciousness from the morphine drip to make her comfortable, she reached out and she held my hand for a minute until she let go of my hand, and then, slipped away into unconsciousness. And with my other hand, I just, was doing this, was rubbing her shoulder and saying, I love you, Mom. And man, that was quite a moment. Holy crap. That I don't know if I'd ever have a moment like that with anybody else, where I just love them as they cross over. Life is interesting, that's for sure. Going off into some tangents. So ask me for the link for this. I'll copy and paste it to you, and you can look at it, see if you want to try it out. I highly recommend it. Remember, it comes with a bottom of the bag 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you don't like it, there's nothing to lose. If you do like it, well, you just gained a whole new powerful tool to help you with your health. Not a bad thing. And also, if you want some workouts, I do on-demand workouts. There's the catalog that I go to. It has probably upwards of 1,000 different workouts by now, included in maybe upwards of 100 different programs. And there's so many of them, and they're always coming out with new ones. So there's always something for everybody, no matter what your interests are, or your fitness levels, or how you need to modify all that stuff. So if you want to look at that too as sort of like a bundle thing with the on-demand workouts and the superfood shake and meal planning and all that, or you just want this, just let me know. I'll send you information to whatever you want. And then from there, lock arms or go independently. It's up to you, but you got me as a source of support to lock arms with if you wish to achieve your goals and just be happy and healthy and feel younger as you get older. All right, everybody. Bye for now. Thanks for being here. I love all of you, and special love for all of you that's given me so much love and support and reaching out and checking up on me to see how I'm doing through all of this. I really appreciate it, and I want you to know, don't stop. And I'm doing well. It's intense, the grieving. It's really intense, but I'm doing it in a way that I feel is really good for me. And that's super important. So don't stop reaching out. And I won't stop giving you my gratitude and my love and support right back in return. All right, everybody. Mwah. Have a great day. I love you, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.